Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 5th of May, 2024. Tremendous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I am back with another fragrance rotation video. And this week has been an interesting week. I've worn a few things, very different. There's one that's returned. I finished a bottle. Won a couple of classics. Anything vintage? Maybe. We'll see. Anyhow, first up, on Monday, I have the bottle that I have finished. It's always a notable occasion when you finish a bottle, and this is my 50ml of Dior Homme, the Silver Stem. Silver Stem's much more at home in the spring and summer, I think. It's much lighter and airier than the 2011 and 2021 reformulations. This is a Polge, an Olivia Polge, now at Chanel. So it should show you the quality of his blending. And this is blended absolutely brilliantly. Fear not, though, I have backups of this. This is why we buy backups. Not that I encourage people to go out and spend loads of money, even though that's kind of where I'm at. I managed to get these at decent prices before the prices went through the roof. The recent increase in prices for vintage fragrance is pretty despicable, completely unjustified, and a nightmare to behold, because it makes it very hard for people to get them. But at the same time, from a selfish point of view, I am very glad I have the backups of the stuff I've got. And this is one of them, although I'm thinking of just leaving my bottle of Dior Homme in... I'm thinking of leaving my bottle of Dior Homme in the drawer until next year, because I've worn it quite a few times, rushing to get this bottle finished before it went off. So I might just leave it and wear other stuff this year. So this is Dior Homme Original. The original Dior Homme, not Dior Homme Original. That's an actual name of a fragrance. On Tuesday, I wore and reviewed Creed's Aberdeen Lavender. This is a fucking brilliant fragrance, massively underrated. I don't have a backup bottle of this, and look how much I've used. That is a fat dent, especially when you've got a collection as big as mine. I love this stuff. To me, it reminds me very much of Le Troisième Homme by Caron. Very fresh, powdery, masculine kind of fragrance, very classic. But it's got this kind of coolness to it as well that I really like. You can expect to see this again at future intervals. Next up, Wednesday we have another Creed. And this is Creed Himalaya. One of my favourite Creeds, if not my favourite. No, it's not my favourite. But it's certainly up there. This is Creed's... if I was feeling naughty, I would say clone. But it's Creed's take. It's basically a tarted up version of Paco Rabanne XS, which is still a great fragrance. But this has got that Creed sandalwood, musk, ambergris kind of dry down, which is just gorgeous. Lavender, slightly, ever so slightly mineralic, but not in some kind of Marc-Antoine Barrois aesthetic kind of way. Just this kind of, like, more in a Tour de Hermes kind of way. You know, cool. It's got that sort of thing, you know. Performance is really good. This is my old bottle. You can't see how much is left because they've made it very hard. Can you see how much is left? No, you can't. Anyway, 2 Creeds in a row. I didn't notice that. Next up on Thursday, On Thursday, I wore, for the first time this year, I think, Guerlain's Vetiver, one of the greatest scents ever made. I'm sure I've heard someone, maybe even Eugene, say this was the best masculine release ever, even though he's not a massive fan of it. To me, it's still the best vetiver fragrance I've ever smelled. Like, this is the high watermark. This is the one to beat. You know, it's a fabulous fragrance. Fresh, dry, green, sparkling. This is my favorite iteration of it as well. I've got a few different bottles where the vetiver's like very different between them. So I really like this. It's a beautiful fragrance, and it doesn't get worn enough. Perfect for spring, summer, and even autumn. If you're going out somewhere in the winter, this would be nice as well, but I wouldn't wear it just daily in the winter. It's a little bit fresh. Next up, we have, on Friday, one of the great fragrances of the 21st century. This is Portrait of a Lady. It was humid on Friday, and I thought, I don't like this humidity. It was also humid on Thursday, and these two fragrances, Guerlain Vetiver and Portrait of a Lady, cut through that humidity, the sharp, you know, the dry, the sharp. Portrait of a Lady's got a lot of ISO-y super in it these days, which gives it this kind of push, but also like a fresh kind of feel. Rose, spice, a little bit of patchouli in the base. Top fragrance. Apparently there's been a run on the discounters on Frederic Malle fragrances now that he's left or leaving. So we will have to see what happens as far as they are concerned. Look out, everybody. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're seeing it unfold as it does. You know, I'm pretty happy with the Malles that I've got in the situation of my collection. Try not to pay retail if you can at all avoid it. You know, because the retail prices are outrageous for what they are. Anywho, yesterday, Saturday, I wore something different but similar in vibe, and this is Filippo Sorcinelli's Unum Laus, spelled Labs, L-A-V-S, but it's pronounced Laus. Elemi resin, frankincense, incense, big, churchy thing, fresh, clean, smoky, gorgeous, very complex, very complicated fragrance. A little bit ambery in the base. It was cold yesterday. It rained. It's rained today. British May weather, no doubt. It was meant to be nice today as well, but there's a surprise. Anyway, this is a fantastic fragrance. You should try the samples from the house. Try and get a sample of everything. It's very interesting. This line is all about incense. There's different ones with different little takes on it. So I recommend this to you to try. And last, but certainly not least, I wore my scent of the day, Paddock by Hermes. Paddock by Hermes is essentially a secret release that they had in their Paris boutique for 2.5 weeks, while there was some sort of horse competition on. And I jumped through a lot of hoops to get this bottle, and I'm very glad to have done so. Honey, hay, nutty, chestnut kind of thing. Brilliant. Performance is great. Best thing Hermes have done in years, to be honest with you. Hopefully they will release it to the public. Hopefully it won't be a lot cheaper than what it was when I bought it. So that wasn't ideal. And I went walking with llamas on a farm today. So I thought, what better fragrance to wear than Paddock? And that is it, my friends. This has been my fragrance rotation for the past week. I will be back again soon with some more videos, and I hope you will join me then. Bye-bye.